This is day number 5 of following my own advice until I reach $10,000 of monthly recurring revenue, or if I am able to replace my job with a business. Now, it's been a few weeks now since my last upload, since day 4, and what I wanted to say is that I'm not working on the business outside of those recorded sessions. That's just to make it clear to everyone that every progress that is done on the business is done with those recorded sessions. So if there's 18 days between day 4 and day 5, it's because there hasn't been work done in between of those dates. There have been other projects where I needed to put my attention towards, and so yeah, that's the continuation. I hope you still like it, and yeah, last time, if I'm not mistaken, we were still working on the MVP. That's still the plan, very much. But I wanted to take a moment to think a little bit about how I'm like how much I like the current version and how much I'd like to change it, and especially like how I'm going to change it. And so I took a little bit of notes, and I'm going to go through all that with you guys, and I'm going to work and also give you kind of the message of um, how work has been going on today. And so that's a little bit the philosophy around this video series. It's to give you guys kind of the experience of starting a business for yourself. If you don't have that much experience in business, I don't actually have that much. I thought a lot about it. I talked about it a lot with a few people in my entourage, but I didn't put my hands in and actually create, and especially the selling part. I think the building part and the researching and trying to come up with something interesting, I've done a lot in the past, but the selling is something else. It's something completely different for me that I've never tried really. I think I followed my wife one time. She was selling Bluetooth headphones before it was cool. And yeah, it wasn't really my cup of tea, but I was trying to help out. And we had quite a lot of fun. We went to, what's it called? It's like, you know, it's not sales on the street. It's not like a garage sale, but it's somewhere where everyone gathers is tables, and you pay a fee for the little space that you have. And there are like many tables, and you put down your stuff. And here in Quebec, we call that marché aux puces. But yeah, I don't know exactly how it's called outside in the English world. But anyways, this was pretty much my only experience in regards to sales. There was also a lot of cold calls that I did for an insurance company. It was one of my first jobs. It was quite good because I think I can do those cold calls again, and it wouldn't be a real issue because I've already done it, and I don't really mind being said no because it doesn't really matter. But anyways, for today, I thought about 2 pain points that I want to rectify regarding the MVP. The first one comes from a comment that I saw on my YouTube channel. By the way, if you want to follow me there, yes, I have the main YouTube channel where you're watching this right now, but I also have a shorts channel, an Instagram channel, and a Hex page where I post those videos. So these are, depending on how you watch the short form, you can find me on all of those sites, including YouTube. So I'm gonna share where to find me on the screen also. I've got a message, and I think it was quite interesting, and it's my first one, by the way. If you can comment on my videos to like give me a pulse of how you like it, and maybe, I don't know, suggestions how you'd like the project to go forward. I accept all feedback and suggestions, so make sure that, of course, if you're a stranger, don't feel like an outsider. Just speak up and also tell me about your business ventures. I didn't receive any person sharing his business venture that I don't know of. And so yeah, the comment says, chapter 1 in the mid, taking half of a screen, like Deltarune of some king. I don't know Deltarune, but that's something that I wanted to delve into. So if I go and I search a little bit about Deltarune, it's a Switch or PC game, it's called. And it says that Deltarune is an episodic role playing video game created by American indie developer Toby Fox. It's set in a parallel universe to his 2015 game Undertale. Um, so I'm trying to see. So you see the chapters. Um, Wait, just a moment. I'm going to show you what I see. So this is the page, the Wikipedia page, and there's Deltarune here. So if I go right here, it's a game, but I don't exactly know what it's about. And is it actually something that I should take into account? I'm not sure. So chapter 3 is waiting. Um, Deltarune is waiting. Okay, so anyways, outside of being a game that looks kind of fun, I don't really see how it applies to my channel. Chapter 1 in the mid, taking half of a screen like Deltarune of some king. Oh, it's probably something. I didn't understand. Okay, okay. So I guess yeah, the comment is mainly a sarcastic UI critique asking why my visual is taking so much space and placed in the center. And I think that's how I was receiving it at first. I actually want to change that. That comment actually made me change the direction I want to go with that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I know it's a little bit deconstructed, like how I'm saying it and all, and I'm sorry about that. But it's that's what I want. I want this community to. Um, I want us to start and think a little bit like a community. I'd like to receive a little bit of feedback from you guys. Yeah, I'm really happy to go forward with that. And so this was the first thing I wanted to address. It's not only the fact that it's big and that it's centered, but it's also to optimize the index cards in a better way, where every pixel on the page is well used, and that we don't have so much waste, because the goal of the game is still to be kind of small, to be able to fit it in a backpack with a notebook and pens and all that stuff. And so yeah, this is the first thing. The second thing is the copy quality. It's about what's written on those index cards, on the cards eventually, because I didn't do the power ups yet, but eventually we're going to do that. And I want to make sure that I'm able to get the writing from my ideas and be able to edit them in the best way possible. I think one of the best books on that subject is right here. It's called The Elements of Style from Strunk and White. And yeah, I'm going to try and apply that to a few of my writings eventually. For now, that's about it. And if I'm not successful at doing these things, if I'm not successful at optimizing the title card or editing my text so it becomes more clear, well, I'm kind of in a pickle, because I really need those parts to work to make the product good, actually. So if I'm not um, if I'm not successful regarding that, I will probably need to seek external help, and that's part of the business process. But I'm kind of positive. I think I can do it, and that's why I'm deciding to go and do it right away. And later, I'm going to come back to you guys and talk about how it's going, and do a little wrap up at the end to make sure that we all know what kind of progress has been made today, and also to discover what's the lesson for today's video. I'd like to know, like, what did I learn? What is useful for me to keep thinking about in the future, and things like that. So I hope this video inspires you in some way to start working on your business or keep working on your business. So now I'm going to go off to work on that, and then I'm going to come right back at you. Welcome back. This is the midday section of day 5. And yeah, we've made kind of good progress. I wouldn't say it's like the fastest day or the day with the most progress, but still, it's kind of a very normal day, like very usual daily reality kind of day. So you have a little bit of progress, but it's still a lot better than no progress. If I've had the last 18 days where I didn't produce much and I had 11 or 12 of those normal days, I would be miles ahead, you know? Because right now I'm at day 5 and I would be at day 16 or something like that. So it's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's really compounding because every effort that I do right now or at the start of the venture will reap so much more rewards later on when we get to selling or improving the product. Because when we have the product and we're able to sell it already, then we can get into another phase, which is like optimizing or strategizing, trying to sell other things. Maybe we learned a lot of other stuff that will help us perform even better. So, anyways, I thought a little bit about what I've done so far, and I think I'm quite happy about what we've produced. Uh, there was, I had a few objectives already. The two objectives that I had were to um, improve the index card layout and also think about the copy quality. So everything that's written on the cards needed to get a little bit better. So for today, I'm pretty sure that the copy quality will not be touched because I simply don't have enough time. I've worked on the index cards, but even that, I've worked on the introduction mostly, and I'm going to keep working on it and try to do maybe the parts and the prompt, something like that. But I'm already a little bit suspicious that maybe I'm just going to be able to do the introduction only, but in a very good way, in a way that I won't have to touch it again for a while now. So, anyways, at first it was a little bit hard to get back into the process because I got into Figma. I watched my latest design from day 4, and it didn't tell me much. I was kind of shocked at how good it was on a single side of the index card, and I didn't know really how to design or redesign the first half of the page. So what I did is try to think outside of the box, and I did so with a voice recorder that I have around here. So yeah, I use this voice recorder actually quite a lot when I do my brainstorming sessions in the morning. When I do this brainstorming session, actually, I did it on voice recorder first to get a little bit of points I wanted to talk to you about, and then what I do is I put this in the computer. I try to go through my text, try to gather the few points, and then I create kind of a sheet of things that I want to say to the camera. So that's a little bit about it. I don't I don't really follow this to heart. It's more like if there's something that I know that I'm forgetting and I wanted to say it, well, I go there and then I come back to the microphone and tell it to you. But anyways, just having this voice recorder and trying to understand something better by um, speaking with myself like I was someone else, um, it really helps me a lot to understand better um, where I was, because I was kind of stuck for maybe 5 to 7 minutes. I was in front of the design and I really didn't know from where to start. So that's why I decided to take out the voice recorder and start thinking about a few things, a few ways I could do it. And the one that I've decided to go for is to actually transform the introduction into kind of a set of instruction that are told in a way that can be used for any of the chapters. So yeah, I'm not going to show a lot of the footage of how I worked today, but still, I think it's a good tool that we can use either writing about something that's in front of us, or voice recording, or you can even video yourself. Just having this video, even with myself, if I watch it back, I'm seeing myself talk about it, and it can spark a lot of different ideas when I get into analyzing this. So yeah, that's about it. So it was a little bit too hard to get into it, but when I did, there were many different ideas that came, and I think the most important one, I did I did find and I did put into it. It's yeah, just a moment. So what I did is I transformed the the introduction into kind of instructions to follow. So there was the structure that I wanted to give people, and I wanted also to um, see the parts as like one-off workshops. So the first game is the part one of seven, but there are three parts in it, and each part can be used to work on yourself for about, let's say, if 15 minutes if you're really quick, and maybe 45 minutes if it takes you a little bit longer time and you want to put in more details and things like that. So I had it also the little numbering system at the top, so it gives the person kind of a good indication of how much longer they need to play if they want to resolve the chapter. And also I put in the little call to action to turn the card over or get to the next card when they have finished with this side of the process, because sometimes it can be a little bit tricky with board games. You don't actually know exactly where to go, and I think this doesn't take too much space, and maybe I will do like an icon that is even more minimalist and will speak as much to people. So then I get into the flow of the game. So you start from the top left like a book, you start at the top left and you read to the bottom right, and then you get to the next one. And when you get into a chapter or a part, you've got a set of instructions, and to complete a chapter, you need to follow a few prompts, and which are kind of questionnaires in reality. And when you do that, you gain clarity about your situation, about the desired situation or the gap, depending on the part in which you are. And then you eliminate execution friction from doing that, which is the main goal of the game. Um, so yeah, that's uh, that's a lot of information for the midday section. I think I am going to try to do it a little bit more quickly for the next few days. But yeah, that's about it. So now let me keep working on the introduction, and I'm going to try to give you kind of a visual at the end of the day to see how you like it, if you have any comments on it. Keep in mind that before I started working on it today, I had only one part of the introduction, which was on the back side of the index card. The other side was just like a big how do you say it? It was like a big title with no real essence or nothing of interest, nothing that was driving the story around, the story of having us achieve our goal. So, anyways, let me jump back into it, and I'm going to come back with the final results. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for day 5. Now I've finished working on the introduction part. Of course, it's not final because there's all the visual design stuff that needs to happen. Right now, I have the Figma design, and it's really not sexy, but at the same time, I think we have most of what I need as elements on the cards, and that's really a big plus to making it playable and being able to market it. Of course, it will need to be a little bit more sexy for selling it with marketing and sales, but still, it's a good starting point to work with, and it's a lot better than it was before because we were wasting so much space um, on the first iteration with the chapter title in the middle. So thank you for the person who commented on the shorts channel. It gave me a good direction on how I could improve way faster. And so that's about it. Eventually, for the visual stuff, I can even outsource it, send it to a professional designer or digital creator, something like that. Or maybe I can use AI. I'm not sure. I didn't spend too much time with AI with art, but yeah, I could probably try that. Now, in the introduction card, I basically welcome the the individuals, the players, and then I tell them that what's the goal of the game and how it's going to achieve it with the three different sections with truth, vision, and action, which is basically a rebranded way of talking about the current, the desired state, and also the gap. And then there's a section on how to play. So it's really simple. You go like a book, you read from top left to bottom right, and when you're finished, you turn the page, you turn the index card, or you go to the next one. And then the workshop, it identifies that it goes through parts, through chapters, through prompt driven questions, and to really help people not only learn but also apply what they learn. And so there's also the little call to action at the end. To continue, you can turn this card over. And by the way, talking about call to actions, don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you like it, if you like following that journey along, and please talk to me in the comment section to tell me like what you'd change, or maybe what you're doing in your business or what you want to be doing in your business. Something like that could be interesting to bounce off from video to video. And also, so yeah, the other side of the card is the fun stuff. So the person turns the card around, and now they get to where everything gets a lot more fun with the events card, with the int tokens, with the power up cards, and then it's really easily explained. And I try to make it as small as possible to and make sure that people can understand it. So of course I will need to play test it, send it to a few people to make sure that they understand what they can and what they can't do. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the introduction. Now, I had a little structural idea also, which was to take the numbering on the top of the backside of the introduction. So you see it's 2 of 70. And if you're going for part 1 of the game, which there are 3 parts, like I said many times. So if you if you don't know what I mean, please keep up, or you can go you can go back to see what parts they are. And well, yeah, if you start at like part 2 instead of part 1 because you don't have any interest in part 1 or you've already done it, well, there could be indicated on the backside of the introduction card. Part 1 starts at 3 of 70, part 2 starts at 23 of 70, something like that. And then, yeah, that's about it. So, um, did I hit all my goals today? Of course not. I think I did evaluate my capacity to work with the amount of time that I had very poorly. I thought I would be able to do the introduction, the part 1, and chapter 1 all in today's video, but it was really delusional on my part, so sorry about that. I've been able to work on the introduction. I think we've got something really good regarding that. But progress is progress. And also, I think multitasking, thinking about 2 objectives for today, was maybe not my best call. I should have focused all my attention on the index cards and not so much on the copy quality of the cards. I think this was the big like one of the bigger mistakes that I did today was that thinking about both of those goals, especially like in the introduction, I was always second guessing what my sentence should be, so it slowed me down a lot. Um, and the big breakthrough was that it has been a long time since I worked on the project, and it took me extra time to get back into it. So when I got in front of the introduction today, I was kind of stuck. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what was good on the card and what was not. So I had a lot of analysis to do, and it took me a lot longer than I thought it would. I guess what I'm saying is that momentum is very valuable, and I should really aim at that and reduce as much time away from the business as possible. So I'm going to try and do that for the next few weeks. I've got a 14 days challenge. I mean, it's 14 days of work. So until day 18, theoretically. So I'm going to try to do it as quickly as I can by not skipping um, days, like work days, that I can actually work on it. So that will be quite an interesting challenge, and I will try to follow the same process that I did for the current video. So if you like this new format of just having me at the start of the day, during the midday, and the end of the day, well, tell me if there are some questions that you have that you'd like me to answer at each point. I would be more than happy to tell you a bit more about the process, about anything that you'd like, really. um, so yeah, that's very nice. I'm really happy about the progress, and that's been quite a good day. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.